guess what? It's alive. Yeah, the LSA is alive and it's a beast. Welcome to the channel, guys. Hey, let's get right to it. Safe tune to get it to the tuner. Seems like it's running great, but I wanted to video a little bit, see if you can hear. This whine is definitely loud and it sounds pretty damn cool. So I'm hoping to capture that. Alright guys, let's take a look at it real quick. What we have, got it all buttoned up, so I wanted to catch you up on that first of all. So the first thing is we went ahead, we got everything hooked up. The blower went on well, the lid went on super nice, and we also got all the hoses on, the fuel line is all hooked up. So let me walk you through a couple of these things real quick. Well, let's start with the intake, because what's cool is this was actually used with my LS3 and I flipped it because this was already at a 45-degree angle. I just used the 45 that used to be on this end, and this 90 used to go into the LS3 straight. So I just had to shorten a couple of these tubes, flip it, and bam. this thing was working great. So that's the first thing that just seemed to work great. The MAF went in there nice, which is kind of underneath it. If I can show you that. Let's see, yep, right there. And you know, you saw the video where I split out the IAT for that, which is now right here. And from there, we went ahead and I got the belt on. That's all adjusted and super nice and tight. Got a nice wrap to it. So the belt ended up really cool. Worked out really nice. I got the drive-by-wire harness all secured. Kind of had to pull that a little bit from the pulley, but that is an extension harness that worked out well. You saw in my other video. Then I went ahead and hooked up everything here. Now this right here goes over to the front of the blower right there in that port. I ended up doing a T here, which actually goes over to my boost reference regulator. So that's what's controlling the regulator right there. The other thing is, obviously I finished my fuel system. I hooked that all up. So we got the flex fuel content sensor here. That's all plumbed, basically coming off of a 90 and coming into the sensor there. Not a 90, a 180 actually. I'll bring in here a little closer. So this is the rail. Kind of comes in, does a U-do-it, and then from there comes into the content sensor. I wired that all in, so there's a positive, a negative, and then an output of the sensor that goes to your the pin out on your blue connector. I'm for at least a E67, I think, in number 5 on the blue connector on this one. So then that runs. This is a -8 here, and I just got it secured there. Nice little setup all the way to my regulator. So fuel system was pretty easy to connect here. Super cool. So I was waiting for the manifold for the water piece here. So I got that all done, hooked up, got the brick installed inside the lid. And this ended up turning out real nice all the way back here. So that's pretty cool. Got that all set up. The other thing is something's missing here. I had to remove that whole AC vat box because I couldn't get to the number 8 spark plug over here. So it just came out, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna put it back in. I kind of like having it all open now. It's really cool. But I don't know if we're gonna go vintage air or not. It's not gonna be this year. We're definitely over budget for this year. So I may just end up finding another box and putting it in there. I don't know. But man, it turned out great. So the stock Zl1 hose, we hooked that up right to the port here. And then this is for the brake booster. And this is your vacuum. This is for the HVAC and any other vacuum source that you need right here. So this is really the vacuum part, which is right on the snout, on the top of the snout here. So that's cool. Of course, you saw my video where I went through the sensors, extension, and broke out the IAT sensor. So everything worked out great here. So let's follow the, what's cool is this is the Zl1 Brake Booster. Now let me tell you one thing I had to do. This is actually for the Zl1 here, and I took a drill and basically drilled out because it's a one-way. So I drilled it out from coming inside of here, so it's just an open port. And what's cool is that actually adapted to this, because there's two different sizes, so it adapted it to that original hose. So that little piece there, if you get that off of Zl1, keep that little piece that goes in the brake booster for the 5th gen Zl1. So I just basically drilled it out, and it can work great. Now one thing I did have to do is I had to clearance more on this because I didn't realize it, but when the fuel rail, if you're going to take that off and on, it kind of comes in from this way. So I had to trim the plastic, and I need to do a little bit better job there. I'm probably going to either keep it like that and then get, because this is an older model where the pump is on here, and that little pump receptacle for the little plastic receptacle coming into it is what I had to trim. So because I never actually really had that on there anyway, and I don't even have a windshield washer reservoir right now, but I do plan on putting one on there. I'll probably get a later gen where the pump is inside the reservoir, and then we should be all good there. So that's probably pretty good as far as I can tell. The biggest thing, as you saw in my other video, I had to cut off the ear on the base of the blower. So that was kind of the biggest thing there, and I'll show you on the other side what I mean if you haven't watched that, because I left it on this side. But it's basically, it's gloss black, which is why I like gloss black. It just makes everything disappear. But it's this ear right here, kind of comes out from the blower there. So once I cut that off, the blower actually fit pretty well. So everything else worked great. Everything worked great on it. So that is pretty much all the systems that I had to finalize just to kind of catch you guys up to speed. Everything else is pretty much done in the videos previous to this. I just wanted to kind of catch you up for the final things that I did on the startup. Then the tune, someone actually gave me a bass tune to kind of start with, and that got me going, and that'll actually get me to the dyno, which is cool. And so that'll be the next video, is the dyno video. So look for that coming up next, and that's actually going to be pretty soon here. At the time of this video, I actually have already got the dyno. I'm not going to tell you what those numbers are or what happened from that, but for you guys that know me on the Facebook pages, the group pages, and Instagram, you probably already have a preview of that. But that is basically it. Everything just turned out awesome, and the only thing I screwed up, and I screwed up bad, guys, my video where I did the hood clearance, I used that tin foil to measure it, and apparently that must have like sprung back open because I didn't have the hood clearance that I thought I would. And you may have noticed it, but the hood got into it. My brand new paint. So disgusted with that. I've got some functional hood louvers that I'm actually going to put in, and you can see here I try to do a little bit of massaging because it's basically at this second piece here. This is kind of your second bracing on both sides. This is the highest spot of the blower. So when you measure yours, if you do it, this is the highest spot, and it's normally right in this second brace here. So with my functional louvers, some of this is coming out, and so I think that's actually going to take care of it. Which over here is actually the louvers. Quick preview of that. These are pretty cool because they're lower profile. Had these custom made by Nicholas Morrow Motorsports. Pretty badass stuff there. So that's going to be a future video. We're going to put those in, but those are custom and they're made where I won't have them hanging down as much. Typical track spec won't clear those. So that's kind of the deal there. So other than that, the only other thing I think I need to do is I need to get a catch can, but I mean, the car, I've been running the hell out of it. It seems to be running really well right now. So I think we've got the majority of it pretty much buttoned up, guys.